This episode is brought to you by my clothing brand, Son of Man. You can go check it out. Season 2, we just launched it through the show notes in the description, or go to sonofmanscape.co.nz and check it out. Hey guys, just quickly before we get into this podcast, I want to thank you so much for checking it out. If you could help me out though, I've been working really hard on this, and it would mean a lot to me if you could go and leave a 5-star review wherever you're listening to this, whether it be on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or any of the other podcasting platforms. If you could leave a review, that would be absolutely amazing and mean the world to me. So go do that if you can, and anyway, let's get straight into the podcast. Hey, what is going on everybody, and welcome back to episode number 8 of the Son of Man podcast. And in today's episode, we're going to be talking about Facebook ads, my experiences with them, what's happened in the past, my thoughts on them, what we've done recently, what I plan on doing in the future with them, and talking about a little bit of money, a little bit about results, and we're going to be talking about Facebook ads. So anyway, without further ado, let's get into the episode. So I've talked about this before, but I want to mention why Facebook ads are so powerful, and there's a few things why. One, because of the targeting. You can target a very niche amount of people. You can target people based on their location to a degree. Like, that sounds real sketchy, but you can target people in Wellington, people in Auckland, people in New York, for example. You can also target them based on their age, their gender, what they're interested in, and because Facebook has all that information, which everyone already knows, I don't think it's a problem, personally. People get real worried about it, but I don't think people actually, who actually really cares? It's not like they have people who are looking at information of individual people. It's all just a whole bunch of code. And it's no stress at all. Don't know why I brought that up, but hey, don't worry about that. Another reason though why Facebook is so powerful is because of what's called a pixel. And basically what people do is they put their Facebook ad account pixel on their site. So for example, we have ours on the Son of Man website, and basically what it does is it tracks who goes on the website and what they do on the website. For example, I can target ads towards people who have added a product to their cart, but they haven't purchased it. So I could be like, hey guys, I can make an ad and be like, hey, you should go purchase that product that you added to your cart. And I can also display that product that they added to their cart on the Facebook ad itself. So it sets up a dynamic thing where basically goes into checks a pixel, like, hey, they added this product to the cart, so it's going to put a picture of their product on the Facebook ad, and then it'll be whatever the content that I put for, like the text and all that sort of stuff. So Facebook ads, if you know what you're doing, are actually extremely powerful, but not all the big companies always knew that. They stuck with their TV advertising, their newspaper advertising, and whatever they've been doing for the past few years. But all of a sudden now, in the past couple years, everyone's sort of starting to catch on, which has mean Facebook ads are getting more expensive, because it's basically just supply and demand, basically. The demand is the amount of people on Facebook, basically, which has gone up. I think it's now probably 1 billion people a month on there or whatever. I don't know the stats, but it'll be something like that. And the supply is how many people are paying for Facebook ads. So the demand of people on Facebook have increased a little bit over the past few years, but the amount of supply and the amount of money going into Facebook ads has just gone up by so much that it means it's now more expensive to target people, and to spend money on Facebook ads, it's now more expensive. So in episode number 7 of the podcast, the last one, which if you haven't checked it out, you can go listen to that now. Go back a couple days and you will see it on our podcast feed. I talked a little bit about how we first run Facebook ads as a part of one of the mistakes we made when I first launched Son of Man. So basically in this episode, I'm going to talk about how I first ran them, how I recently did it, and how I plan on doing it in the future. And so in the first sort of section of running Facebook ads, basically what I did was didn't use anything from the pixel, and basically just targeted people who have never heard about me with products, and basically gone out. I would target, there's the 5 big countries, they're the main ones, the people, because there's some countries where if you target them on Facebook, they're known for scammers, and they'll go on your website, they'll make a purchase, and then basically do a chargeback, which they request it, or they basically go to PayPal and be like, oh, I never got my product or whatever. And so because PayPal is so consumer centric, which is good, they basically just get a refund and they get the money back and end up with free products because you've already shipped the order, so there's nothing you can really do about it. So there's some countries that you want to stay away with, basically, but the 5 main ones, which basically everyone targets, are the most common ones, the popular ones, you're not going to get scammed, is the United Kingdom, United States, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. And so I'll target those countries, target people probably 18 to 24, interested in Christian things like the Bible, contemporary Christian music, church, all that sort of stuff. and I would test the different interests, see if any worked better than the others, and then target men and women based on the product I was advertising. So if it was a men's product, I'd target towards men, and if it's a woman's product, I'd target towards women, obviously to hopefully bring the cost down a little bit and be a bit more specific with who I was targeting. But the thing was, none of these people have actually heard what Son of Man is, heard of anything about us, know anything about us, know anything about the story. And so when you do that, basically no one's going to buy from you. And the thing is that there's a whole bunch of different numbers that people are throwing around anymore, but when I first got into this, it's basically, there's this thing around touch points, and that's basically, at the time it was 7 touch points, so which means consumers will need to hear from your brand or see 7 bits of content or go to your website 7 times before they'll actually consider making a purchase. And that's I found that to be true, because, when you see the ad from this random company you've never seen on Facebook before, and be like, oh yeah, cool, but you're never actually going to purchase. Even if you go to the website, you're not going to make a decision straight away. And some people will, but you'll end up just wasting a whole bunch of money, which is basically what we did at the start of our Facebook advertising testing. And so that obviously didn't really end up working. We didn't really make any sales. We might have made 1, maybe 2, but we definitely lost hundreds of dollars. I remember that part of it. We didn't even come close to making a profit off that. It was a terrible way. Didn't know anything about marketing. I would not recommend doing that whatsoever. Never target cold traffic with just to get sales. It's never going to work. You got to get those touch points. Got to understand the life cycle of customers and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, it didn't work. So what I ended up doing, kind of just stopped running ads because it was just pouring money out of my account basically. So I started running ads, and I just started listening to a whole bunch of podcasts. My favorite one is probably one called Perpetual Traffic. I listen on Spotify. It's run by like a Facebook ad agency who basically do the Facebook ads for companies, and that's basically what they do. And they have a podcast where they talk about Facebook ads, what works, and strategies behind them, and all that sort of stuff. And one of their episodes was about this formula, or the framework, maybe that's a better word. This framework about how they target customers at each point of their touch points basically. And so they would break it down into 5 different steps: cold traffic, people who have seen some content from you, then people who have been to your website, and people who have added to the cart, and then people who have purchased. And you can target each of those people with different ads. So for example, I would start off just with a video, just to try it. I would send that to the cold traffic, and so the people who have never heard about me, I'd just send them a video about what Son of Man is and what we're about basically. And so that was my way of getting people who have never heard about us and getting to at least know something about us. I didn't even mention a product, didn't even mention any sales, no discounts, there was no selling going on basically whatsoever. It didn't link to our website, I don't think. Maybe it linked to our website, but that was about it. There's no push towards them actually clicking on the link. It's basically, hey guys, my name is Paul. I started a clothing brand with a mission of spreading the gospel through clothing, or whatever I said. I don't actually remember specifically. And this basically just to get people to hear about us. Then I would target a different ad to the people who have seen that video but haven't been to our website. And I'll basically just be in an ad of trying to get people who have seen that video to our website. And so you can see what we're doing here. We're not just sending a salesy sort of ad to people who have never heard about us. We're sending them through a funnel. And so once they've been to the website but they haven't checked out any products, I'll then send them an ad. So, hey guys, you should go check out a product. Here's some of our most popular ones or whatever. And that was at the point I got up to, and it was just too expensive. I couldn't get people who have been to our website and not seen a product and get them to actually go see a product. That's the step where I just couldn't get a breakthrough really, because it was just too expensive. I was spending too much money, and I ended up turning off the ads again. But after that, we would have then gone to people who have done that, to people to get them to add it to the cart, and then a separate ad again for the people who haven't purchased to purchase then. And basically at that point, you're just sending people through the funnel, and if you can do that at a cheap enough price where you're making a profit or at least breaking even, then you're in a really good spot, and you're basically printing money at that point. And that's why Facebook ads is so powerful. But I couldn't get it. It was too expensive for me. Obviously with the whole COVID-19 situation, I don't know what's going on with Facebook ads. We're going to be talking about that in the future, in the next couple minutes, about what I plan on doing with Facebook ads. But that's sort of where we've done recently. It still hasn't really got it to work. But yeah, so I ended up just sort of giving up on Facebook ads temporarily, and I was going to come up with a new strategy and run it in the future. But now with this whole COVID-19 situation, apparently the ad cost, or the CPM, which is the cost per 1,000 impressions basically, has gone down. And so it's actually cheaper to run Facebook ads at the moment. But because I can't actually ship any orders at the moment, and people are probably being a bit more stingy with their money because of the economic uncertainty, I didn't think it would actually be valuable to run ads to try get sales because of just this. I mean, I should test it, but I don't think it's going to be optimal. And so what I plan on actually doing is trying to grow our social media accounts and this podcast through Facebook ads, stuff that doesn't actually end up leading to a sale, but just trying to build the brand and awareness, so then when the economy is in a better place, then we can target those people and try to get sales then, and just build awareness at the moment about the brand. But the original plan for the future was to actually just to get people, instead of targeting people who have never heard about us and people to get them to the website, I actually just plan on doing that organically, just through Instagram, through Facebook, just like my Facebook page, through YouTube, through this podcast, all these different content pillars. I plan on getting people and getting to go check out the website. Then once they're on the website, then I can start the Facebook ads from there, and that will hopefully save me a whole bunch of money. There will obviously be less volume, but it should be more lean, as in I should be making more profit per sale, basically. So yeah, we're still in these crazy times economically, and so I'm not too sure, but I'm basically just chilling, seeing if we can maybe build the podcast a little bit, see if we can build up the Instagram page. But in the future, I'm probably just going to be targeting Facebook ads towards people who have been on the website but not purchased, or even people who have purchased and then try to get another sale out of them. Because they already know who we are, they know a little bit about us, they've seen our products, it's actually so much easier to target towards them, or be cheaper, and it will lead to a higher chance of actually making profit from the Facebook ads. So that's sort of the future plans with Facebook ads. They're super powerful, but it's hard to get them from cold traffic to going to the website to making a sale. That can be insanely expensive. I couldn't get it to work. But yeah, that's the plan. But anyway, that's all the content I've got for this episode number 8. This is the last one for the week, so if you want to see what's coming up next week, you should subscribe and check them out next week. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next episode. Peace out. Hey guys, it's Paul. I just want to thank you guys so much for making it all the way to the end of this podcast. I put a lot of effort into these, so it really means the world to me when you guys enjoy these and leave me messages all about how amazing they are. If you could do me one favor though, just leave a 5-star review wherever you're listening this, whether it be on Spotify or Apple or any other of the podcasting platforms. It would really mean the world to me. I'm really trying to get on that new and noteworthy list, so if you want to join with me, you can do that. Or another thing would even be just take a screenshot of the podcast, chuck it up on your Instagram, whether you leave a review or just screenshot and chuck it on your story. I'll make sure to repost it on Instagram and all our social media accounts. So check us out on social media, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Peace out.